That'll give you a warning. Then let me start streaming it into Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do a quick introduction and then I'll introduce you and then it's over to you. I'll let you get on and do your talking, do what you need. And here we are. Good afternoon, one and all. Happy Thursday, as always. I love these Thursday lunchtime sessions. Well, lunchtime for me in the UK. Oh, and it's not streaming. Right, let me just check if we're streaming or not. It's telling me I'm not streaming, but I've got a funny feeling we will be. Good old Facebook always likes to put a curveball in there, and we are streaming, as I thought we were. So it's just told me we're not, but we actually are. Anyway, it's what it is. Good afternoon to you all. So as you know, I hope you all know, Rich Hunter Rice. It is International Coaches Kicking Ass is my community, about 2 years old now, and it's a safe space for coaches to collaborate and help and support one another all over the world. What I like to do on a Thursday lunchtime for me, UK based as I am right now, is to give you as much value as possibly can. So alternate weeks, I do a session myself. And then the other weeks in between, I invite amazing people that I've met across my journey, across my travels, and people who've got loads and loads of information to share. And I invite them to come and to join us and to, give you that extra knowledge. So just before we do the quick introductions, just to remind you all that next Thursday afternoon at 4:00 my time, British Summer Time, I am running a brand new webinar for the very first time, which is how to skyrocket your client base and crush online sales. I think there's 40 tickets in total, and I think 32 of them have gone. So we've got about 8, maybe 9 tickets available. I probably should have checked that before we came on here, but I haven't. But hey, what it is, I will drop a link in the chat here. And if anyone's interested in joining that, if you've got any negative associations around sales or anything you want to learn how to get better sales, higher ticket sales, more sales, this is going to be the session. It is free of charge. It's going to cost you your time, and it's going to be about 60 minutes in length. So I'll drop a link into the chat now, and guys, I would love to see some of you there. So with that, I will hand over. This is the bit where I get the front row seat to sit and listen to amazing coaches, creators, and all that good stuff all over the world, speaking and giving us massive, massive value. So would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us who you are, where you are, what you do, and then I'll leave you to get on with it.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you for asking me to speak here today. My name is Lydia Wilmsen, and as you might hear from my accent, I'm German. I'm originally from Germany. I travel a bit. I have a base in the Netherlands. I'm in Berlin at the moment. And what I do is, I think since 2017 or 2018, I work full-time as a coach, as a mindset coach, I started as a business coach, and then I really went into the mindset direction. And this is also what I want to talk about today. So a mindset coach for entrepreneurs who want to grow their business. However, they want to really take care of how they do that. They don't want the hustle anymore. They want to get rid of all the fears. They just want flow and ease and also use their intuition. So that's basically what I do. And today, the title is something around how to use your thoughts to change your business and life. So I really want to go into that area of thoughts and how are they connected with the results you have in business, but also in your life. I could talk for hours about this. So sometimes things are similar, like the issues you might have in business, some limiting thoughts you have there. For example, I'm good enough. It might show up in other areas of your life. So I could actually also talk about relationships, but you just listen to what I say, and you can put a double foil on there, you can always see it for different areas of your life, and you just have to do this yourself today, because I can't address every area of your life in 20 minutes. So what is it with mindset? It's funny because I'm launching a new course at the moment, and it is about how I build a sustainable 6-figure business over the years and help my clients as well. And there are 5 pillars in it. And one of the pillars, and I think Rich is amazing with that, is around strategy. So strategy is one important pillar to reach business success. And then I have 2 pillars I will speak about today, which is mindset and energetic alignment. So how you can understand that, if you have an amazing strategy, how come that there are people who use the very same blueprint and strategy to a T, the same, but one of them is hyper successful, makes millions with that blueprint, and the other person goes broke, stays broke, whatever. So what I want to say with that, strategy is important. However, what fuels your strategy is your mind, is your mindset and your energetic alignment. If you don't have that right, you can have all the crazy strategies in the world and they will not work for you. So, and this is why both are important. However, like mindset, I call it the fuel, or yeah, the fuel you run your strategy on, basically. And this is what I want to go a little bit deeper into. I also want to give you the other areas that I speak in my course about, not necessarily about the course, but to show you holistic success. So we had strategy. We will be talking about mindset and a little bit of energetic alignment, which is the woo-woo side, manifestation. You probably have heard about that stuff. And then there is emotional mastery, because there are a lot of people who build a business, but they basically burn out because they cannot deal with all the emotions, a lot of stress. So we have to tackle that as well. It's another important pillar. And then, which goes a little bit into the same direction, which I found super important that hasn't been addressed enough, is nervous system regulation. Again, stress, you know, like and you just, Rich, said something about like teaching people how to sell things. There are people who freak out beforehand. They get like wet hands. They get like, oh my God, like red dots in their face and think like, I have to sell. And this is where people go into like a fight, flight, freeze reaction. And we have to tackle that as well. So what I want to show here is, yes, strategy is important, mindset is important, but there are like other areas we have to address if we want holistic success, and not just the big money, but not have fun with our families, get ill, all of that. Yeah, with that being said, let's dive a little bit into the mindset part today. So I already said it's the fuel. It's the fuel for your strategy. And I basically break it down in three very simple steps. The first step is awareness. And if you were live here with me, we could obviously look a little bit about like, what are your thoughts around business, around money, around sales? And now I can just tell you, and you have to basically figure it out yourself. So what you can do is just quiet your mind for a moment, sit down, take a like deep inhale and exhale, and then really think about how your situation is in business right now. Like, are you happy with where you are? And again, you can also take this into the relationship area or friends or hobbies, like anywhere else, but we focus on business right now. Like, how is it going in business? Are you happy with how it is? Do you want to grow your business? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about your business at the moment? It's like, oh, it's not growing fast enough. I want more clients, but somehow I can't find them. Sales are a little bit uncomfortable for me. So these are basically all thoughts you might have about business. Or you might have thoughts like, wow, I love my business. My business is thriving. I am doing so well. Like clients hunt me down, like clients chase me. It's like crazy. I don't know where they come from, but they chase me. Like I'm so exhilarated about my business. You can see I already gave you like the positive side and the more stressful negative side. And I guess you do have some of the negative ones, otherwise you wouldn't be here. Like if everything is perfect, you wouldn't watch this live stream. You wouldn't be in the group. You wouldn't, you know, like you don't need that. So really be honest with yourself today and really check what are some of these limiting thoughts I have around my business, or thoughts in general. Let's not call them limiting, just call them thoughts at the moment. What are the thoughts I have about my business? And then I want to look at yourself. What am I thinking about myself? Like now I have this, for example, oh my God, business is slow. Like I do all these things, but it's not working perfectly. And why does, a big one, why does Coach X always get all these amazing clients? Like my work is so much better, but this has been me in the past. But why does this other coach who doesn't know their shit always gets all these clients? So and then you look at, what do I think about myself? I'm not good enough. Others always get all the clients. I'm not good enough. I have to be louder. I'm not loud enough. It could be, I never get it right. Whatever I do, I never get it right. So now we are focusing more about or on the thoughts you have about yourself. And then you can also look at what are my thoughts about others. For example, about potential clients. My gosh, they are so annoying. They always need a week to know if they want to buy my product or not. Or they ghost me. They never respond. They ghost me. Shitty people. All these low quality people I attract, like shitty people. And they are stupid and they take so long to respond and they have no clue and they just go for the shiny object instead of booking me. Like, what are your thoughts about other people? It really takes some time for that. Like, I of course can give you many examples, but when you start thinking about these things, it might take some time to really dig deeper, like, yes, what are my thoughts? And this is the part of awareness, because this is what's running, this is what's creating your current results. So if you constantly have, not even say, but if in the back of your mind, something is running, like, people ghost me. Why do these freaking people always ghost me? Why do they not get back to me? These are the exact thoughts that create this reality for you. Or if you say, I'm not good enough, if there is a deep limiting belief in you of I'm not good enough, this is what creates a reality for you where either people don't enjoy your work or where you don't go out and sell your stuff because you're holding back, because you're fearful that someone finds it out. But this is, by the way, all very often on an unconscious level. It's not that you're holding back on purpose. It's just what's happening. And this is why we have to become aware of what's beneath that and what's behind that. Or it could be, I'm not good enough, that because of this deep belief, you speak to people in a certain way and attract the people you don't want. That's also very often what we have in relationships. Like, I always attract these people I don't want, but the ones I want never want me. It's the same things. It's so funny. And in my coachings, I very often give like examples from the dating world, because they are so similar. Or if someone ghosts you, like, oh my God, I need to run after them. I need to ask 50 times now, like, do you want to book me? Do you want to book me? Like, instead of, if you thought like, I'm good enough, you would just let this go and say like, hey, if this person doesn't want me, I sure as hell don't want them. Like, I want the people who want me, So this is the first step. It's creating awareness of which thoughts run the show. And very often you might say like, yeah, I know. No, you don't know. Go deeper. And usually when you tell the story of your business, we can already have some hypothesis of what is going on there. But this is why it's important to work with a coach, for example, Rich or me, to sometimes help you with the blind spots. Because the way how you tell the story, we can directly see what the thoughts are that are running your show. Exactly. Not the show, but your show. So what happens next? And Rich, by the way, if there are any questions, just let me know.
Will do.
So, and one more thing about awareness. Very often, we are not even so aware of the thoughts yet, but we might have negative feelings. And feelings are always based on thoughts. And negative feelings show you that you're moving away from your desire instead of towards your desire. So emotions are a guiding factor. They will show you if you have a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, a lot of perhaps sadness or fear. It's very important to work with that. This is what I, for example, like go deeper into in this area of emotional mastery. So we don't go into that today. It's important to work with the emotions. And on the other hand, also know that emotions show you deeper lying truths behind it. There is a thought behind it, and this is what you have to understand. But know when you get into a place where you feel negative emotion, that's like the finger goes up and says like, oh, what have you been thinking? What have you been thinking? You woke up grumpy or you got grumpy throughout the day. Okay, what was happening before? What were the thoughts? Like, oh my God, my program doesn't sell. Oh, what if this client doesn't, or this potential client doesn't send me a message? Oh my God, you always can lead it back or detect it or whatever, like follow it back, and it originated in some negative thoughts. Very important. I wanted to add that. Emotions are a guide for you. Step number 2 now is, now when you have very clear and precise limiting thoughts, like you detected them, you found them out. Let's say, for example, I'm not good enough. Other people are shitty and other people ghost me. I want you to flip them. So what would be the opposite? It's super easy. Like this whole stuff I teach you is very simple. Simplicity is key. And it's about applying them, by the way, implementing it. So the opposite would be, I am enough. I am good enough. And other people ghost me. It would be, other people love to reply super quickly to me. And what was the third one I said? I forgot. Whatever, let's take another one. People always book someone else and not me. No, I'm such a sought after coach. Everyone wants to work with me. And what I want you to do is find your words, use your words. Like I gave you examples of what words I would use. With these thoughts, flipping thoughts, it's important that you speak in your own language. It's important that you use your language. I don't mean English or German, I mean like your words. Like basically, if you told a friend about the reality that you desire, how would you say that? How would you phrase that? And these are the words that you use when you find the positive expressions or counterparts to these limiting beliefs that we talked about before. And you can basically, sorry. So you will find many. And what you do now is number 3. It doesn't help to just say that once and say like, oh, now I know the positive. I say it once and whoops, my reality has changed. I'm fully booked. Life is amazing. I'm with my dream partner. I live in Hawaii or whatever. No, it's not that you just say them once and then your reality is changed. What happens now is that on an ongoing basis, we call this mental diet, you have to shift your thoughts. Whenever a thought comes up of, shit, another person ghosted me, or this person is like, it has been 3 days, this person hasn't answered, like this person hasn't replied. This thought needs to go. Even though it's your reality right now, this thought now has to go, because with the thoughts that you're thinking now, you're creating your future reality. So everything you're having in your reality right now is based on your past thoughts. Because people always say like, oh, but I'm not fully booked right now. These clients, these potential clients, they do not answer me. Yes, I get you. However, with how you're talking right now, I can get very passionate about that. You have to understand the concept with how you're talking right now, the story you're telling in this moment, you're creating your future. So when you use these affirmations or when you tell a new story now, it's not to say like, it's not happening. Like, look, all these people book me and like stuff like that. It's not, you have to understand, it's not a description of what is now. You're using these words, you're using this new story to create the future reality you want. And if you do that, I give you my hand, I give you my word, I want to even give you my life. This always works, is what I want to tell you with that. But you have to apply it. So the only thing that this stuff does not work is when you fuck up your mental diet and you go back to the old story. And by the way, it's simple, but for most people, it's the most difficult thing they will ever do in their whole life. Like going to the gym, all of that shit is it's like baby stuff. But changing your thoughts, changing a story that has run you for 20 or 30 years or 40 years, changing that is mastery. But you can all get there. Like my clients do that, and they come from, some of them from deep emotional abuse in their childhood, and even they managed to do that shit. So if you don't have as troubled histories, it can be even easier for you. So, and this part is called persistence. You have to persist in your new story no matter what. There is another client who shows you the past, who shows you your past thoughts of like, doesn't answer, doesn't send you like a reply and saying like, I'm booking or I'm not booking. You feel ghosted. You will still internally cut the thought off like, shit, another one who ghosted me. No, you're not allowed to think this anymore. You have, in that moment, you have to flip the thought and say, okay, whatever, old story. I don't believe that shit anymore. I affirm now, I intend now for people who respond on time. I am now this fully booked coach. This is the new reality I'm creating, and this is what I am thinking about nonstop. And these thoughts can be sneaky. Like very often you get the first layer and then you do this for a week, and then like a lot of new shit starts bubbling up. And I want to tell you that's normal. It doesn't mean that it's not working. It's normal because more and more of that crap comes into your awareness. And people think like, oh my God, it's getting worse. No, you're just becoming aware of it. And this shit has been creating your reality so or so. But now you're becoming aware of it. That means you can change it. It's not like, let's go back to ignorance because ignorance is bliss. No, that just means you go back to being unconscious and creating the old shit. If you want to change it, you have to first know it, and then you can change it. Becoming a conscious creator can be horrifying, but at the same time, when you do the work, it's basically enlightenment. Like, you know that you can change your reality. And when you start seeing the evidence of that you think, you shift some thoughts, and for whatever reason, people start behaving differently to you. People start buying your shit. People start reaching out and stop ghosting you. Like, this is actually one of the feelings. It's like, it's a God feeling. It's one of the most powerful feelings in the world. Like when you wake up to your true power. So we are going more into the philosophical area here, but just, I want to give you, like, it can be hard work, but when you do the work, it's an amazing feeling. So what awaits you is worth doing the hard work for. This is what I want to tell you. So let me summarize. The first one is creating awareness, really digging deep. Go get a coach, be supported, let someone help you. Find these limiting little fuckers that have run your story in probably different areas of your lives and business for ages. Usually it's similar ones in different areas. And emotions are your guide. Then turn them around, affirm the positive, like affirm the opposite, the positive, and then persist with that. And what I recommend, for example, with the persistence, that's my last thought for you today. Repetition is key. People say like, oh, I affirmed it once, as I said, it's not working. You have to understand that what is playing out in your reality right now is an assumption that you already have. So you have built this assumption for quite some time. You have gotten evidence for that because it's a belief, a thought you have thought, it's an assumption, it's very strong. You cannot just throw one thought at it and think that an assumption changes. It takes repetition to change it. So what you can do, you can work with visualization, you can work, what I like to do is work with affirmations. You set yourself a timer on your phone. And in the morning when you wake up, you're still in a little bit of sleepy state, or in the afternoon when you're tired, you set the timer 10 minutes, and then you repeat in your mind these like 2, 3, 4 affirmations around this topic. For example, people love to respond to me. People love to book me. I'm a fully booked coach, and whatever, third one, I'm good enough. And you repeat this to yourself for 10 minutes. If it helps you, you can record it and listen to your own voice. Or you can also sit down and journal it. However, get the repetitions in. And in the beginning, what will happen will be, it sounds so stupid. Like you think like this is a lot of bullshit. Like I'm a fully booked coach. You're laughing. That's stupid. Like I have one client. I have 0 clients. I'm a fully booked coach. Like you might even have resistance against it. The first thing that you might see is that at some point, when you do this for 3-4 days, 5 days, 6 days, it will get easier. It will become easier and more natural for you to say it. And then at some point, like there are different things that can happen, but at some point it will be that someone gives you an answer that you didn't expect that is in line with the new affirmations. So this is your homework today in a very short time today. Get these repetitions in for the new beliefs. Do it 10 minutes, do it 3 times, 10 minutes a day, and see what will shift. And it's important to obviously use your own words and also find the key limiting beliefs. And there is more to say about it, but that's the principle around it. You have to tackle these old assumptions. And that means you have to build new beliefs through repetition of new thoughts for a longer time until there is a tipping point from the new thoughts against the old thoughts. And then it will basically push out into your reality and you will see more and more evidence of that. Yeah, so that is my input today. If you have any more questions, please let me know in Facebook. I will I will definitely reply to you there. If you're interested in my little course, which is only 33 euros at the moment, you will be, I think Rich will send a link with an email with a link, and you can sign up for that as well. Thank you all.
I'll also add a link. I'll also add the link here as well, so people can go and check it out and book on with you. Do you want to tell us a bit more about the program? What is the program for 33 euros? What does that look like?
I'm running this as a live immersion in Telegram for 7 days, beginning the 21st of August. And it will be all recorded, just my audios. It's not like you will not be on there, just my audios, and it will become an online course where I basically teach you how to become a 6-figure entrepreneur, how to build a 6-figure business, and doing that with strategy and intuition. So we really want both sides. And the 5 pillars I will speak about and I will teach you are around strategy, mindset, nervous system regulation, emotional mastery, and energetic alignment. So you get a very holistic package around building a 6-figure business. And if you have any more questions, you can also read a little bit on the landing page. And it's at the moment 33 euros, which is an amazing price so that everyone can join and you get access to the course afterwards as well, to the recordings.
Absolutely, 100%. So there's a comment from Julie. Julie, thanks for your interaction. Do the same thing all the time, you get the same outcome. Change your thoughts, different outcome, and you're working on that. Absolutely. Julie, you probably benefit from the program. I'll pop the link in here as soon as we're finished. Reframe your thoughts. Absolutely. Manifestation, praying to God. I won 2 courses, praying to God. That's amazing. Julie, that's a great example right there for manifestation. So spot on. Thank you so much for your interaction there. There's a lot of comments about finding it really useful, really helpful. My own personal experience, that's 31 minutes that went by like that. My God, I know it's a difficult subject to try and condense it so shortly, but that was amazing. And I love your passion, as I always have done. I love a couple of things that you said about, about making your, part of what you're doing is making people a better version of themselves. I love the analogy of the dating world. I use that all the time in sales. I talk about that all the time. You're the first person I've heard to mention that. So really cool. And the mental diet. I've never heard of that before. That's amazing. So yeah, that's really, really cool. So anyone listening to this, whether they're on live or they're watching the replay later, it's absolutely fine. What's one simple step they can take to improve life?
Basically what I just said, become aware of your thoughts, sit down for 5 minutes, jot down the beliefs that come up, switch them, and just in that moment, repeat them 10 times. The positive ones.
Cool.
Start with
absolutely. That's huge. That's mega. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for dedicating your time. Thank you so much for being so open and dropping so much value with us today. It's so cool. Absolutely love it. So yeah, really appreciate you taking time out of your day. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Thank you so much, Rich. It was amazing.
You are very welcome. And anyone, there's an email coming out shortly with all the details of the program. If you want access to that, just drop a message where you're seeing this, DM me, and I'll make sure you're on the list. And the email's going out in the next 60 minutes, so don't miss out. Thank you, guys. I will see you all at the same time next Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stop.